Hello everyone, welcome to Dishonored 2. We'll be playing through it. It's probably the first actual Let's Play I've done on the channel. I recently just played Deus Ex Mankind Divided. Unintentionally got pacifist. Well, I mean, intentionally like halfway through, and I was like, oh, I actually haven't killed anyone yet. So I'm going to try and do the same in Dishonored 2, if we can possibly do it. So there'll be a lot of, you know, we'll do a couple reloads. We'll have to reload quite a few saves if we end up killing someone by accident. So yeah, basically just gonna see how it goes, and we're gonna play through it. I'm gonna try and play as Emily, because anyone who's played Dishonored 1 would have played as Corvo. So let's go through some of the options. I'm taking vibration off. I mean, I trust that they know what stuff is supposed to be like. Another thing with like, when I like to play games, I like to like get kind of involved in the game. So like any what do you call them? Additional missions, side missions. I like to do like as many side missions as I possibly can. So anyway, if you guys like it, I'll use my Alex. Yeah, we'll just do normal. I mean, we can turn this stuff off as it annoys us. Nice, so new game. Well, actually never played this game, so it should be interesting. Like I said, we're going to try and be pacifist, try and be stealth, unless that doesn't get too exciting, but it should be. Let's have a look at this. I mean, I think we can go hard. Custom's kind of interesting. I think we can go hard, because we're gonna not be killing anyone, hopefully, anyway, so. Yeah, let's go tutorial. Let's just see what we can do. Anyway, just reading through something.
I remember training with my father in the years after the rat plague. Someday, he said, our enemies will come for you.
So, if you guys don't know from the last game, Corvo is Emily's dad. Although officially he isn't.
Smells of Dunwall never change much.
But I'm pretty sure everyone in this game knows that's the case.
What training regimen does Father have in store for me today?
All right, Majesty. Let's see what you can do.
Odd that they would train the Queen to do stuff like this. When they should have guards, really. But oh well.
Never thought that I could make
Cool.
that.
Sliding, jumping.
You'll have to sprint, vault the obstacle, then slide under.
Yes.
I mean,
What What's next?
Sens feels a bit jarring. Like there's a lot of like the initial movement. The initial movement is really fast. Well, really slow, and then after that. Is that the reason? No, that's really weird. It's obviously not in audio, but right, we're just gonna have to get used to it then. I don't like this because you move slowly. Like you want to say like I want to track a target, and then it just like speeds up. Like I think that's an Xbox thing as well. Oh, okay, that's interesting.
Only I could spend every day running and jumping. No,
But you
let's
can't because you gotta look after people.
You've learned well. Let's see how quiet you are, young lady. I want you to sneak up on me, if you can.
Father's always on about the value of quiet feet.
But I mean, it's Corvo. Surely he shouldn't, you know. Oh, so we have to hold it. That's interesting.
That's my girl. Don't let me hear you or see you.
I mean, this is like.
Didn't see anything at all.
Most people won't notice you if you're above them, overhead.
I've got to sneak to get through this.
Oh, okay. We gotta take the key
Didn't hear a thing.
and then get through here.
Why fight when you can slip past?
The edge of their peripheral vision.
It's kind of so ironic that the
Remember, a pistol will wake up everyone in the building. Your crossbow is quiet.
yeah, I think the sens is too high. I mean, because the way we have acceleration on, and this was a problem. For example, sometimes if you have a TV with a lot of delay, when you aim and say like you want to move a little bit, it's like it's pretty hard to do really accurate stuff on console, right? But what's even worse is when you like it speeds up and it just feels like it's delayed. I don't know if that's because I'm streaming or if that's just like a mechanic in the game, but like what a lot of players do generally to overcome this is you, like for example, if I want to go from one bottle to the next, I don't move the right stick because you can oversample. You move the left, and then that's basically how you compensate for that on console. So we're still going for these bottles then. I mean, like, yeah, you can like strafe and stuff, but Not supposed to. Door's blocked. I don't know if we missed something. Do we like... Do we just how have we... Ah, okay, that's interesting. Yeah, that's a good, decent game. Oh, okay. I was gonna say, if we run out of ammo and we won't be able to do anything, that's so weird. So those are the rats who in this game are like sort of have the they carry the parasite, if I remember, like some virus.
And combat training. Let's beat each other up, shall we? Yes. You hit hard. That's my daughter. When someone swings a sword at you, block. Good. Well done.
I think in the game there's like mechanics for counter-attacking and stuff.
You've got a natural instinct for fighting. If you time your block right, you'll throw an enemy off balance. Block with your blade. Come on. Here, quick. Come on. Smart move.
Oh, okay, I think.
Come on.
Yeah, that makes sense. Literally as we're about to attack.
Even in combat.
Okay, yeah, that is pretty cool. Most the enemies are not going to tap out though, in reality.
Off balance, deliver a fatal blow. Feel better knowing you can take care of yourself. When trouble
We might
does
have
finally
to.
come, you're ready to fight.
Foreshadowing. See, I do actually kind of like the art style and like, kind of like, sort of the game design here as well. And we can read those, like, you know, as we need to.
Why do we celebrate the anniversary of an assassination? 15 years ago, in the middle of a plague that nearly destroyed Dunwall, a paid killer assaulted the palace where I was born and stabbed my mother in the heart. In the aftermath, the men who sent the assassin tried to use me as a pawn in a game of power. They would have succeeded, but my father, Corvo Atano, hunted them down and cut their conspiracy to pieces. All these years later, am I the ruler my mother wanted me to be? Now, we face a new crisis. A monster the papers are calling the Crown Killer has been picking off my enemies and dressing it up like my father and I are responsible. I don't know whether to get on a ship and sail to the opposite side of the world, or to have everyone around me executed.
You see, I always find that interesting in stealth games. They always assume that in the first game you actually killed someone. It'd be kind of interesting if they had like a pacifist cinematic for that. Like, in my opinion, they should just show people like him knocking them out. So like, if you didn't kill anyone, then it's not a big deal.
I'm not looking forward to all the ceremony today.
But no one cares really.
Your
But
signet ring. There. You're ready.
kind of like small
Thank you, Alexei.
little touches they
Open
could
the
add.
doors.
All hail Her Imperial Majesty, Emily Caldwin.
Loyal subjects, we're going through a difficult time, but today we honor my mother, the late Jessamine Caldwin. May her memory survive through the ages.
Emily,
You look tired, Father.
every year I think the anniversary of Jessamine's death will be easier, but it never is.
I wish Mother was still the Empress. I don't think I'm very good at this.
You're still learning. Don't worry about the rabble-rousers, and we'll catch the Crown Killer, eventually.
People are saying it's you. That these assassinations are a misguided effort to protect me.
No, someone's trying to make us look guilty by targeting your enemies.
I wish I could just run away from all this.
Sometimes you do. You think I don't know about your nights out on the rooftops? Courage. The ceremony will be over soon.
Royal Protector and Father. I should have passed a law against that combination of titles years ago.
It's quite a private conversation in front of all the guards, to be honest. I think everyone here knows that anyway.
Your
I'm not
Majesty,
mistaken.
Before we begin the day's observances, we have an unexpected visitor, the Duke of Serkonos.
Ramsey says the Duke is bringing special gifts.
That's intriguing.
Grace Luca Abel, Duke of Serkonos!
But he's got giant robots that he just let get this close to the
What
Queen.
is this, Ramsey? I didn't authorize those things.
Your Imperial Majesty and Royal Protector Corvo Atano, a native of our homeland. Serkonos offers condolences on this sorrowful day, and gifts to remind you of our nation, the rising star on the southern horizon.
We thank you, Your Grace.
Save your thanks. For now, I give you the greatest gift of all, family. I present the lost sister of Jessamine Caldwin, your rightful empress, Delilah Caldwin.
Impossible.
My mother had a sister?
My dearest niece, hello.
It's not true.
My father was Emperor Yuhorn Jacob Caldwin, and Jessamine was my younger sister. At the time of her death, I wasn't ready to make myself known to you, and I was forced to leave Dunwall. But now,
Believable.
I'm home.
If you really are my mother's sister, you're welcome to stay as long as you like.
Little sparrow, blackened by bad memories, I'm here to relieve you of your crown. My father's promise, whispered in secret so many years ago, is now fulfilled.
Watch your tongue. Emily Caldwin is the daughter of Empress Jessamine Caldwin.
Royal Protector, how naive to think you could get away with these murders. Living in my palace has protected you, but that's over. Hear me, all of you. Your rightful Empress has returned.
All hail the Empress Delilah, first of her name.
Do they not have like any?
Arrest Emily Caldwin and her father for the Crown Killer murders.
What?
Can't still my heart.
Yes, I'm pretty sure this is where you decide to place. This is pretty cool though. I kind of want to play as Corvo, but we've seen Corvo's powers before. So as far as I know, Corvo has like Corvo has Blink, So it basically allows him to teleport, which is really useful, and he can possess guards and rats and stuff like that, which was really powerful in the first game. But Emily has Domino, so what she can do is she can basically tag like a bunch of enemies, and if you kill or down or like, knock out one of them, it knocks them all out. Like, they all receive the same fate. It allows you to like do stuff really quickly instead of having to do like multiple takedowns. And she has Shadow Walk, which is pretty cool as well. So I think we're gonna go with Emily, just because I mean I'd like my playstyle probably suits Corvo, but I haven't played as Emily, so let's go see how it goes. I imagine Corvo has the exact same powers as the first game, maybe a bit of changes, but it's kind of cool that they've done it this way.
Sweet girl, over time you will come to love me. Perhaps someday you'll see me as the mother you lost. But until then, you'll be kept out of trouble.
I'll lock Lady Emily in her chambers, and then I'll bring her to Cauldron Prison until her trial. My father lost it all when I was a boy, so now I wear this uniform, and I send 20-year-olds out to patrol the Rose Gardens instead of drinking with the men from the shooting club.
Captain Ramsey, I heard shouting. Lady Emily, what happened?
That'll be all, Captain Mayhew.
No!
That's the Royal Protector's fancy weapon. What kind of sword folds in half? There's a legend in the Tower Guard about the Empress's last resort, a safe room inside your chambers holding enough gold to buy a good-sized island. They say that this ring is one of the only 2 keys to exist.
Gotta get that ring back then.
What happened? Alexei. The throne room. Father. Nothing I can do alone. I need to get out of here. Should I just spin it and pick a place to hide for a while? I need time to think.
Your horse's corporal dial.
I mean, I'm not sure how I should do like for reading these, because I could read them out loud, but I can probably read through them faster, and you guys could pause it. But then again, it's probably like kind of bland for me not reading them, so I think I'll read them. So, our most esteemed Empress, as you know, freight from Sarkonos bought bound for Tivia, is now routinely set upon by pirates. Exploited bloodflies. In addition to the loss of Tivian lives, be they crew, dockworkers or shopkeepers, there is the material cost of the cargo itself, which can be barely calculated. If things continue unchecked, we'll be forced to cease trading with Sarkonos and perhaps even embargo ships from the southernmost isle together. But this need not to come pass. Not come to pass. The Trade Commission is a reasonable body and has already considered remedies to ameliorate the situation. It's quite fancy language. Not too fancy, but. We seek the following: independent qualified inspectors at all ports, patrols to defend against pirates and smugglers, compensation for the previous and future losses. So this is a list of remedies I wish to discuss you in person. The earliest possible opportunity. So far, your staff have resisted our efforts to establish a definitive time for negotiation. Prompt them to action, Majesty, for we are eager to travel to Dunwall. Until we can sit down and discuss this in a civilized fashion, I send you our best. So, this is a trade commission. I think it's basically because they don't have any protection from pirates and smugglers, and they've been asking for that, and they haven't been given them. Alright, okay. So I imagine that if I remember the type correctly, the typewriter is saving, I think. Empress, we face yet another murder, and I cannot remain silent on this matter. Strange, is it not, that all the victims have openly opposed you? If not strange, then, oh, so very convenient. Is there anything you wish to tell me, Majesty? How can I be advised if you don't include me in the most sensitive endeavours? I feel I must be the only person in Dunwall who doesn't know the truth about the Crown Killer. Don't leave me out in the cold. I remain your most trusted and servant and advisor, Helmswater. This whole Crown Kid situation is, I mean, it's pretty crazy really when you think about it, because I don't know how they managed to let this get so far if he's killed this many people. So they're launching the ISS Jessamine Colvin. Okay. So they called it. On the platform, a bottle of brandy tied to a long tether that you released to swing against the hull. Okay. So they're launching the ship, that's kinda cool. So look at typewriter. Okay, so we're not actually typing anything, that's fine. What can we do? Can we go out the windows? We can.
How many times have I looked at that skyline? It feels like everything just changed.
I think we can...
I used to hide frogs in this old grandfather clock to drive the housekeepers mad. I thought life was complicated back then.
Okay, it doesn't look like we can really go any...
These bastards are working with Ramsey and the Duke of Serkonos.
So 2 guards. We kind of really don't want to dice with anyone without much equipment, because we basically don't have anything. Can we jump up these ledges? Yeah, probably not. Probably not. So yeah, we're gonna get quite a few deaths. It's pretty much expected at this point. And we're gonna have to reload quite a few saves every now and again as well. But I basically just want to try like as much as I can. So get these red, because I don't know if like it will affect things in the future.
Should I just spin it and pick a place to hide for a while? I need time to think.
Them two.
I used to hide frogs in this old grandfather clock to drive the housekeepers mad.
So I'm pretty sure we cannot get across there. There's no way.
How many times have I looked
What
at
about the
that
other? Oh yeah, the other windows.
It feels like everything just
Bit of an idiot.
changed.
Right.
Delilah is some sort of witch. How is this possible?
Lady Emily, you're all right. Where's the Royal Protector?
There's a coup underway. My father is... he's imprisoned, for lack of a better word.
You've got to get out of the tower. Through your safe room. There was a captain earlier today, down at the docks. looking for the Royal Protector. Find her. Get out of Dunwall.
Alexei, I'm sorry. Goodbye.
So I don't think this is actually urgent near this time. Carrying messages to tell him we're making him. Oh, Anton Sokolov. That's the engineer who crafted our equipment in the first game. Tell him to find me there. Dreadful whale. So we need to remember that. A ship for later. So I do actually like in the games to basically search through as much as we can, and that may annoy you or not annoy you depending on how you feel about stuff like that.
This won't open without my ring. Ramsey has it.
So just thinking what I'm pretty sure we just basically need to get the key off him. And he's down there. Lean. If only I had this in Siege. Oh wow, look at that. I'm pretty sure we can no, we can't continue leaning, but right. Oh wow, he saw me fast, wow.
So let's see. What was it? I thought I saw someone right here. Let's check the place just in case.
Right, so
These bastards are working with Ramsey and the Duke of Serkonos.
so that's basically our general strat then for dealing with enemies, is just choke everyone. We need a lot of items.
Emily, I know times are hard. You're the ruler of 4 nations, and I won't pretend to understand the pressure you're under. Only you, and your mother before you, could know what that's like. Whoever's killing off your enemies is doing so for calculated effect, undermining us. And I do know what it's like to be blamed for murders you didn't commit. But trust me, we'll find this crown killer, and they'll pay. Tomorrow is the anniversary of her death. A sad day for sure. But I want you to remember all that's happened over the last 15 years. You've held on to the throne, and you've done what you thought was right for the people of the Empire. You drained the flooded district, kept the gangs in check, and yesterday we launched a magnificent ship bearing Jessamine's name. You're becoming the sovereign your mother wanted you to be, and I'm proud of you.
That's pretty touching. Sort of. So I imagine with the peeking it's just hard for them to see us. Yeah, so we're gonna have to hold for a lot of non-lethal takedowns. Okay, so this I think this is where this shows you who's this is. Okay, let's find it out. Corvo Tano accused of assassinating the Empress. He was sworn to protect. How unlikely not only would he overcome this shame, but then redeem himself so fully as to be named Royal Protector to yet another Empress. Those of us at the College of Histories were too fast to use pen against him. Yet, let us not blame historians, for the evidence against Atano was nearly overwhelming. First, he's the only royal protector ever to have been born of an isle other than Gristol. His foreignness himself is not a crime, but added to the suspicions. The most forgiving of which is that he lacked the capacity to fully understand his duties. Second, he was caught red-handed with a bloody weapon, kneeling over the body of Empress Jessamine. So yeah, in the first game, when the assassins came to assassinate the Empress, they basically just teleported straight out. So he was stabbing and trying to kill them, and I don't know if he killed any of them or like he had a fight with them, but basically when all the guards eventually came there, it was just him with the body. So, but you gotta remember at the time the Empress was not his wife, but they were lovers basically. So yeah, of course it turns out that even his damning evidence was part of a clever plot to destroy the Empress and remove Atano from interfering with the ongoing plans of the Lord Regent's conspirators. And while I admit to publishing what are now clearly incorrect conclusions regarding Corvo Atano, I will not, as some of my colleagues have done, resign my position at our veritable organisation, but instead I reassert myself in the endeavour of weeding out fact from fiction to produce the most salient histories possible. Alright, so yeah, they got it wrong. They got it quite badly wrong in the first game. And they'll probably get it wrong in this game too. Unless Corvo is mysteriously actually the murderer, which would be kind of an interesting plot twist, but I doubt it. I really doubt it. It wouldn't make sense for the context of the game either. Because you can play as him, like...
Hope they accept my transfer. Got to get over to one of the other desks.
Just so you know, you guys know, I've only played the first game. I don't have any real knowledge of this game at all. So, if I'm opening loads of stuff that I don't really need to open, then don't be surprised. Okay.
What am I? I got stocking with that leg, that's what. Worse than nothing.
It's a shame we don't have like any vision, like any way to go through bodies, like go through walls. Okay, so he's going to the right.
Oh, something stinks around here. Not my job to clean it up.
Let's take him down. Okay, that's kind of interesting that you can carry them straight away. I do like this mechanic. Okay, so... Can't get the sword. There's food if we need health. I mean, like, it doesn't matter if we open stuff, because we're not going to notice that.
With the throne room blocked off, we should have the time we need. Just stay here and stall anyone who comes by. I'll be back when I've searched the royal chambers, assuming I don't accidentally lock myself in this damn safe room.
We'll cover for you if anyone from the Duke's party returns.
Do a mission glue. Yeah, so we're gonna lock him inside the safe room.
It's exciting. Everything's changing.
Yes, the natural order is reasserting itself. The Ramseys once hosted the king and queen of Morley. Did you know that? I spent my childhood playing with the buntings and the boils, the cream of society.
And very soon you'll be back at the top, Captain.
Is he coming towards us? Seems like it, yeah, he's coming towards us. Let's get out of the way. Oh wow. That is crazy.
Hey, who's... Die, usurper! For Delilah! Your reign is over, you're mad.
Okay, so that's basically how we have to take down people.
This
So we're
won't
gonna
need much
basically in combat we're gonna have to block and then knock him unconscious. Right, let's get some food. Right, we need to take his body into... Oh yeah, okay. Can we sprint with him? So I'm pretty sure we can only take a few hits. So leave you down there, mate.
Now you've got what you wanted, Ramsey. The Imperial suite atop Dunwall Tower. Stay put until this is all set straight, Ramsey. Enjoy the rations and well water, sleeping next to a fortune.
Yeah, so basically he can't even escape without the key. So he's basically screwed. So look. Person stopped breathing, pinned on the carriage wheels or some tragic happenstance, and thought to be dead. But when the weight is removed, they make a quick recovery. But not unless for a moment or two that person was lost to us, lost to the world itself. What do they experience while in this temporary death? Darkness? Nothingness? No, indeed not. They tell us, and so many before have, that they were in a particular place and can describe it vividly. And who among us does not know the place? Have we all not seen it in our dreams? This place we share in the farthest reaches of our minds, the realm where nothing makes sense, and where one is at once both lost and at home. The void. So the void, it seems to be like heaven almost in the game, like some like extra dimensional place you go to, and it's where you get your powers from. So this is continuing on the void, I'm guessing. So you got glimpses of the void in dreams described by those awakened from comas are not limited to select few. In my interviews, I've gleaned that there is not a single citizen without such visions at one time or another. Oh wow, that's pretty extensive then. This must then be a real place, not folklore or mass delusion. Perhaps it exists deep below the earth, or far above it. Perhaps it is right next to us, but hidden. Some trick of the light or wondrous curtain bars from us fully knowing it. And all we but wait for a natural... But when so revealed, it will not be a fearsome place any longer, not the distant and special realm described in the myth of the outsider. It will be strange, yes, even unsettling, but nonetheless, it will be a new realm for us to explore and eventually conquer. I don't think you can conquer a realm you can't even get to. Well, we can get to it, but... what new treasures await us there? Are the lakes of liquid diamond, the clouds of weightless silver gas, and what things could we learn? So I'm pretty sure that like most population is aware of
This could be handy.
how this goes. So this is where we're gonna get our weapons. I don't know if we... That's not Cortana's blade. Let's have a look here first.
Old Samuel made this. I'm glad he didn't live to see me driven out of Dunwall Tower.
Emily, I didn't want to wake you up this morning, but you'll forgive me since we must have said goodbye 100 times yesterday night, and the only chance I get to see you with your hair all whichever way is while you're asleep. As soon as the sun rises, you'll put on your Emperor's face. It makes me happy that I know your real face, the one that laughs at our silly rhymes. I don't want to go back to Morley, but I'm needed there. I'll be 4 months before we see each other again. I'll miss you, and yes, I'll bring you some white leaf tobacco for your hookah. Lord Corvo, if you're reading this letter, as per your royal protective functions, know that I'm joking. Perfect. Yeah. Take care, my darling Emily. Don't go falling from a rooftop. Love you, Wyman. So I'm guessing, obviously, lovers. They'd probably venture on the rooftop together. Yeah, so rooftop lovers right there.
Emily, my daughter, I know that one day you'll be grown up, and I wonder what you'll remember of these years. Will you recall your time as a child with fondness? Or were there too many caretakers?
Why is this burning?
Dinners and lessons about boring old history. Maybe the precious hours we spent together will shine brighter. Time captured now and then with your mother and with Corvo, who was always close to my heart. I hope the season of rats and plague will be nothing more than a passing shadow on your early memories. A crisis come and passed, weathered by your mother and her advisors. You'll sit on the throne someday, and will do well.
Oh, that's the hookah thing. Oh, cool.
It's a tricky life, full of responsibility and peril. It was not your choice to be the daughter of an empress, but I believe you'll rise to the challenge. Stay good-hearted, Emily. Keep drawing and telling stories, and only share your power with those you truly trust.
If only I could talk to my mother one more time.
I'm not sure how old Emily is. I guess she's probably like 20 or something. I know. I think in the first game she was like 10 or something like that. So she does have memories of her mother. Okay, so this is. I'm pretty sure this is. Yeah, this is the. This is about Corvo. So his parents were old at the time of his birth, and his father. Well, it's kind of obvious. His father died in a lumber accident outside the city where Corvo was still young. Around that time, his only sibling, a firstborn sister, moved away to Morley, and the family subsequently lost all contact with her. Only 16, Corvo dazzled the people of Kanaka when he entered and won the annual Blade of Abana. The spectators from all over Sokonos were thrilled to see someone so young and striking, from a working-class family, advance through duel after duel, eventually taking the prize. This unexpected outcome secured Corvo a junior officer ranking in the Grand Sokonum Guard. As a soldier, he was involved in a number of conflicts against organised criminal groups, rogue city-states within Sokonos, and pirate bands along the chain of his islands radiating east from Sokonos. Sent from his home at the age of 18 by the Duke of Sokonos, this was then Fidonis Abel, father of Luca Abel, Corvo was assigned to serve the Emperor in Dunwall as a diplomatic gift. His Sokonon heritage made him a bit of an outsider in Dunwall, but the capital city must have seemed exotic and full of old world mystery. A few months after he moved to Dunwall, it was recorded that Corvo received word that his mother had passed away several weeks after his departure from Kanaka. Is there any more? That's part 1. Bone Charms. So, bone charms are basically from Wales, and I'm pretty sure it's from the heart or something, and they engrave them with like shapes and stuff, and it allows you to connect to the void, as far as I know. That's kind of like their use. Dunwall citizens expressed shock and fear as yet another outspoken critic of Empress Emily Calderon has met with violent demise. The latest victim is none other than Ichabod Boyle, notable entrepreneur and supporter of the arts. Boyle recently wrote an opinion piece harshly criticising the Empress for what he called her slipshod style of governance and a willful neglect of duties. Authorities are convinced the Crown Killer is the culprit, given the gruesome details left at the crime scene. As Her Majesty's most outspoken adversaries fall one by one to the notorious assassin, we boldly ask, is it now the duty of the Royal Protector to murder all who dare to criticise the throne?
The Crown Killer must be connected to all this, with the Duke and Delilah.
I mean, if you're going to orchestrate something like that, you'd probably do it with...
I have a feeling I'll need these.
Well, we plan not to shoot anyone, ideally, but the telescope we'll need. See, I didn't use the spyglass too much in the first game. It's actually extremely useful, just for just getting information. And also, you don't have to strain your eyes looking at like details in the distance. Kind of, you know, a bit helpful. So this is Corvo Part 2. In Act of Rebellion, young Jessamine Colden chose Corvo as her royal protector when Corvo was 19 and she was 12. Okay, yeah, so 7 year age. Yeah, that makes sense, because I think she was around 10, 12. He served her loyally as a bodyguard, courier, and some say spy. Before and after she was crowned empress, though, it was scandalous gossip at the time. It is said they began a love affair around 1823, when Jessamine was 18 and Corvo 25. In the next chapter of Atano's life is something out of a legend. Yeah, it is pretty legendary, actually, the story. During the time of the Rat Plague, when the Empress fell, Corvo was accused of regicide and sentenced for execution. He was thrown into Coldridge prison and publicly reviled. So he was going to be executed, I think, but he escaped. He escaped, and as part of a small conspiracy dedicated to throwing down the tyrannical Lord Regent, Corvo struck back at the people who killed the Empress and who wronged him. As the Lord Regent fell, the loyalist conspiracy turned on Corvo, poisoning him. Surviving through some inner resilience, he located the true assassin of the Empress and fought his way out of the flooded district. Corvo eventually cornered the last of the royalists on Kingsbarrow Island and at the borough's lighthouse and rescued Emily Colvin, heir to the throne. The romantic involvement between Corvo Atano and the Empress Jessamine Colvin was a terribly kept court secret, and thus it is widely held that Emily Colvin is their daughter. Following the interregnum, Corvo watched over Emily as she began to rule the Empire of the Isles. So we already know that, because, you know, father and daughter and whatever, that they are father and daughter. But in the game world, that people also know as well. But I don't think people would generally openly challenge it. So yeah, so that's like the whale, and I'm pretty sure like there's the whales in this game have like massive tanks of oil, and that's what powers a lot of the machinery in the game, in this world. So you'll see like whale oil tanks as well.
The reserves won't help against Delilah, even if I had a way to carry it all out of here. I'll need this.
That's kind of a lot of money, actually. It's a lot of gold. Alright. Just want the game to save. So yeah, like you see how kind of like I play it. I'm gonna work on, you know, as we go through. Hopefully, I'll get better at reading, reading in general. It's kind of hard to read. I don't usually read out loud, so it's not really a thing I'm used to doing. But I'll get used to it. I hope you guys enjoyed the first episode. I'm enjoying the game so far. We're gonna like try really hard not to kill anyone, like to the point where I'm gonna be reloading saves and all that kind of stuff. Like, we're not killing anyone in this playthrough, because if you want to watch some person like run through loads of guards and shoot them all, then you can go see someone else's playthrough. But this one, we're going pacifist, and we're gonna stick to it.
Until I understand this, I have to go into hiding. I should make my way to the docks.
Alright, so I'm going to end it here. I'll see you guys in the next episode. Goodbye!